Pierre Poilievre has a problem, a big problem. He wants to be, and for the longest time, looked destined to be, the next Prime Minister of Canada. But his campaign is collapsing in disarray. Because you see, Canadians hate U.S. President Donald Trump. And they're outraged and rising up like never before against Trump's campaign to cripple Canada's economy and to annex us as its 51st state. And Poilievre's problem? Well, he's commonly perceived as a Canadian version of Trump and leader of what's come to be known as Maple MAGA, a Canadian movement similar to Trumpism. So now Poilievre is trying real desperately to run away from Trump and distance himself from Trump's actions and policies, and trying to suggest that he would be the best person to lead Canada's fight against Trump. And he's not being very convincing, and is not working out very well. You see, he really can't condemn Trump in the way that most Canadians want him to, because a very large, significant portion of his core base of followers are Trump fans. And they want the same kind of leadership and policies in Canada. And Poilievre risks alienating those voters and losing a significant number of followers if he condemns Trump too strongly. And that failure to stand up against Trump is hurting him and his campaign badly. And it isn't helped any by the slew of Trump world spokesmen and Trump surrogates coming out in droves in support of Poilievre and even offering their endorsements. I mean, from Tucker Carlson and Jesse Waters to Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, Alex Jones, Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Matt Walsh, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, it doesn't stop. All these mainstay enablers of Donald Trump are coming out saying that Canadians should elect him. Heck, even Canada's own sharp-tag shyster Kevin O'Leary is cheerleading for him. In Canada, Justin Trudeau, the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, has been the Prime Minister for over 9 years. And during that time, we've been through a lot of crises, economic downturns, the COVID pandemic, and there's been a lot of resentment and anger against the Liberal government. And Pierre Poilievre has locked in on that and built a strong campaign of condemnation of Justin, of anger and frustration against Justin. And he built that into a significant lead. As recently as late December of 2024, Poilievre was leading the polls by some 26 points. The Liberals were down to 18 points of support and approval level, while Poilievre was riding up in the high 40s. This is in a 3-4-5 party system. So it seemed predetermined that Poilievre was on his way not just to being the next prime minister, but to having an overwhelming majority, a majority government in the parliament. So he was on his way. But then two things happened. First of all, Justin Trudeau stepped down and resigned as leader, which brought in a whole slew of new people to take over. Then Donald Trump, one of his first acts when he was inaugurated as president of the United States, was to take on Canada, and he decided to go to war against us. He declared economic war. He declared his intention to make us his 51st state. And he basically started humiliating the country, insulting the country, saying that we would be way better off being part of the states, and that he was going to make us part of his country. And Canadians wanted nothing whatsoever to do with that. And truth is, Poilievre did not react all that well to it. You know, out of the gate, he was confused about how to deal with new opponents because his whole campaign had been built on, hatred of Justin Trudeau. Suddenly, he didn't have his target there anymore, and his slogans and campaigns started to stall. And then when Trump started, I'm telling you, Canadians rose up in anger, in outrage, and Poilievre could not adjust his campaign in a sufficient way to fit in with the mood of Canadians. That started to cause a dramatic shift in the polls. The Conservative lead started to diminish, and the Liberals started to increase. Justin Trudeau was standing up and speaking out for Canada and capturing the spirit that Canadians wanted to fight back and oppose. Trump and America and what was going on. And Poilievre just seemed confused and not really knowing what to do. He started trying to mimic Trump. Trump's always talking about America first. So, Poilievre comes out with Canada first. Let's make Canada first. You don't distinguish yourself from someone by mimicking their campaign slogan, the main thrust of their campaign, but Poilievre tried to do so. Recently, when Trump finally, after on again, off again, announced the implementation of tariffs against Canada, Justin Trudeau took the airwaves and made a wonderful speech, a historic speech. I'm not even a big fan, but this was one of the best speeches I had ever heard. He addressed Americans, he addressed Canadians, and he directly addressed Donald Trump. And Canadians listened and understood and rallied behind him. In response to that, Poilievre came on the air a little while later and made his response to that. His first paragraph was mimicking much of what Justin Trudeau had said, and then he defaulted into campaign mode, saying that Canada was broken and not working and that we had to fix it, and the only way to fix it was to elect him. So here he is with a chance to rise up and inspire Canadians, and he's looking after his own personal interest, trying to gain votes and get elected. And that did not go across very well. An awful lot of people thought that what Pierre Poilievre should have done was to stand back and to say, this is important to Canadians. To call up Justin Trudeau and say, I will work with you. We need to oppose Trump. Let's work together, put politics aside, and rise up and meet this challenge. But no, that would have offended too many of his core of Trump supporters, so he didn't do that. He couldn't do that. Instead, he's trying to ride the coattails of, Canadians hating Justin, who's now gone, and trying to recover. And it's not working. Right now, the polls are showing that the Liberals and the Conservatives are in a dead heat. And all momentum is with the Liberals. So it's a historic downfall. You could be losing a 26-point lead in the polls and end up losing the elections in less than a year. Hi, and thanks for watching. For those of you who haven't been here before, I'm Nick, a 71-year-old retired Canadian YouTuber. And I've had this channel for a few months now, and it's gone exceptionally well. Lots of support, lots of views, lots of encouragement, and I really appreciate that. I want to take a minute to thank some real special people. The following folks who signed up memberships to support this channel. And also, I'd like to thank a number of other people who contributed unsolicited to this channel. None of this would be possible at all without your support and encouragement. So thank you all so very much. By the way, I'm going to be updating the membership structure of this channel pretty soon so that some of the higher membership groups can receive complimentary branded swag. Yeah, like this neat cap or maybe a mug. I've got a few things in mind. Just a way of showing my thanks to all of you for your support. What I do ask from everybody, though, who wants to help the channel is to please like the videos. That makes a huge difference. The number of likes and the number of comments that are made in the video directly determine how much is recommended to other people. So it does an awful lot to help it grow. Make comments. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. And please share it with other people you know. Thanks a lot, and you have yourself a wonderful weekend. Take care, guys. Here are a few other videos of mine that you may enjoy. Thanks a lot, and you have yourself a wonderful weekend.